want to know why Americans are struggling? Probably because the price of groceries are insane.
Do you think that $63 for 2 steaks is absolutely ridiculous?
You can see in the bag, there's like hardly any candy. Literally was $34.
Have you ever found it mind-boggling how everything is getting absurdly expensive only to deliver pure disappointment? Let's get into it.
All right. I need to show y'all something. So, let's look at this. So I'm at Golf Galaxy. All right, nice shirt. Now look, you got no problem. $75. Honestly, that's still a little expensive. Look at this. Please tell me, how much do you think that shirt is? How much do you think this shirt is? You really want to know? Over, under 100. Take a guess, I'll tell you. $140. That is an absolute joke for that shirt. Nike, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And that's the thing. Look at that shirt. Is that price not completely absurd to you? I've seen identical pieces at thrift stores for a fraction of that. You honestly can't convince me that a polyester shirt is somehow worth $75, $90, or $140.
In case you're wondering, to take my 4 children to see the new Mario movie, it's only $96 on a matinee.
These are things that I think are no longer worth your money as someone who is a millennial and used to buy these things all the time. Number one, a coffee. Coffee, I remember, used to be like $3 to $4 or less, depending on, the kind of coffee. Nowadays, people are spending $9, $10 for a cup of coffee. Going out to eat. I used to go out to eat all the time with my partner. Between the two of us, it would cost between $20 and $40. Nowadays, if I want to go out for brunch or dinner, it's easily $100. The food back then used to be decent, and now the portions are smaller and more expensive, and it's just not worth it. Next, we're going to talk about tech. There's something called planned obsolescence. For example, let's take Apple, because I have an iPhone. Apple will literally make you get an upgrade because they want to outdate your stuff so that you can spend your money and buy a brand new phone. I currently have the iPhone 14 and it still works, but I know it's not going to last much longer because Apple is going to force me to get a new one.
And you try to salvage your phone with a fresh battery, only to realize your older hardware can't handle the mandatory iOS updates required by your apps. Neat trick. Spend a few bucks on a battery replacement, and suddenly you're forced to drop $1,000 on a brand new phone.
Come thrifting with me at the most overpriced Goodwill I've ever been to. They definitely knew what Lululemon was, which is fair, right? But these Lulu tanks were $20 and they didn't even have a rip tag in them. They were old styles too, and pilled. The Athleta tank was also $20, very old style, and $15 for Fabletics. You can buy it for that new. Apparently, we're locking up kids' hydro flasks and Starbucks cups now. I mean, that's new. That's a new one. We're charging $50 for shoes that they got for free, as well as $35 for baby shoes.
Well, it looks like the same thing is happening at Goodwill with women's clothing. I don't know why, but the prices just keep getting more ridiculous.
Here are some things that piss me off about shopping. Why is it when I go to nicer websites, like I'm looking for a winter coat that's good quality, I don't mind paying a little bit for like a wool coat, I go on Another Stories website, I see a beautiful jacket. Let me show you. Technically this is on ASOS, but this is the jacket. It's really pretty. It comes in like 3 colors. I think it's cute. It's $271. There's no wool in it. It's made of 2 synthetic fibers, 51% polyester, and you're charging damn near $300. I'm sorry. The same with the brand Damson Matter. I don't know how to pronounce it. I go to look at the quality of all of their polyester. Their jackets are damn near $300.
I remember buying a wool blend coat for around $120, and that thing actually kept me warm through winter. So seeing a polyester coat sitting at $271, I'm sorry, but I just don't see the value there.
Some of it's cool, but they don't put the prices on because they don't want you to know how much you're spending so you get in line. Yeah, it's if you ask me. I don't like it.
Alongside the basic World Cup branded merchandise, there are Vancouver host city hats, bags, and t-shirts, but no prices on the tags. Customers have to ask a sales associate how much each item costs. Well, we asked, and hoodies are $100, hats are $56, and t-shirts are $55 to $65.
Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, but I like knowing the price before I decide to buy something. If I see a hat I like and then find out it's $56, that definitely changes how I feel about it.
I found a Walmart receipt that's over 20 years old. In 2005, these 17 items cost $32.59. We're gonna go find out how much these cost in 2026.
First stop, Doritos. They used to be $2.50, now they are $3.97. I found the Good Value salsa, used to be $1.96, now it is $2.64. Good Value chocolate, I miss when they were $3.74, now they are $4.67. We need 2 2-liter bottles of Pepsi. They used to be $2.36, now they are $5.68. A can of corned beef hash, used to be $1.64, is now $2.72. 2 boxes of chicken broth, used to be a good old $1.36, now it is $3. Now when I got to the milk, there was no price for some reason, free, but plot twist, it used to be $2.82, but now it's $2.06, 76 cents cheaper. Moo? Clorox wipes used to be $2.34, now they are $3.38. Can of premium chicken breast used to be $2.18, now it's $3.42. And we must have gotten a single serving of apple juice for 97 cents in 2005, but literally the cheapest apple juice I could find, $3.13. I am expensive. Now in 2005, we got Easter greeting cards, but right now it's about to be Mother's Day. I got a little lost looking for the aisle.
Greeting cards.
But I found it. 3 cards used to cost $4.70 total. Hi, friend. But today, 3 cards cost $18.94. I didn't even get the fancy 3D singing ones. Lastly, in 2005, we got the Bruce Almighty DVD, which was 2 years old at the time. So I looked for a DVD that was also 2 years old. Thunderbolts? Nope. Freakier Friday? Nope. Deadpool Wolverine? Perfect. Now, Bruce Almighty must have been on sale because it was $5.96. And this DVD? $14.96. Why is walking through Walmart with a full cart so tea? Now, we paid $32.59 for shopping in 2005. Add in a 20-cent bag fee, and our 2026 total is $73.66. Holy sh!
Gotta love how out of all 17 items, milk was the only thing that actually went down in price. Finally, a minor victory for humanity, even if everything else on the receipt doubled or tripled just to balance it out.
I think I just figured out exactly why you feel broke. Okay, so it's no secret, everybody feels like everything is more expensive. But when you look at adjusted income to say, oh, well, if you made 50 grand then, it's worth this much now, the numbers still just don't quite seem to align. See, making just 30 grand in the 1980s, you were getting by, you owned a home, you could have multiple cars, and you could raise an American family, you know, not feeling like you're gonna die. I think by creating this available wealth ratio, which I'm gonna walk you through right now, but I did the math, I think I've proven what we all feel. Okay, so we're gonna look at the American economy like it's a pie, okay? And the way that we define this pie is we're gonna go the M2 money supply, which is all the money that's available in our economy. Stocks, bonds, savings accounts, it's every dollar in circulation. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach this AWR, which is the available wealth ratio. The way I got the available wealth ratio was by taking what the bottom 90% had available to them and dividing it by the M2 money supply. In simpler terms, the available wealth to Americans in 1985 was 35.1%. What does that mean? It means that the bottom 90% of income earners in America had access to 35.1% of the total economy. Because as of 1985, 64.9% of all of the nation's wealth was held in the top 10%'s hands.
You don't need to understand all the M2 numbers to see the problem. Just look at what your paycheck actually buys. If you're paying more for the same groceries, the same bills, and the same basic stuff every month, you already know something is off. If you've been feeling that too, stick around and subscribe.
Do you think that $63 for 2 steaks is absolutely ridiculous? If so, then you're just like me. Go ahead and hit that follow button. You see, I would rather spend $10 on 2 cheap steaks than $63 for 2 steaks. I don't know what happened in America, but I remember when it used to be cheaper to go to the store and buy dinner and cook it. Nowadays, it's cheaper to go to Texas Roadhouse than it is to stay at home and cook. If you're sick and tired of these companies playing games and you just want a good product for a fair price, leave me a comment and go ahead and follow, because you and me are the same. I'm tired of these high prices. I'm sticking with the $10 steak.
There's something seriously wrong when the cheap option at the grocery store doesn't feel cheap anymore. I shouldn't have to treat a $10 steak like I just found a clearance deal.
Landlords, you're not checking our credit score anymore. You're checking our blood pressure. You want 3 times the monthly income to rent some of these places? average rent in America just hit $3,000. So $9,000 a month. The average American is not making that kind of money. This shit's crazy, dude.
$9,000 a month? I don't know where he lives, but I genuinely want to know who came up with these astronomical prices and actually expected anyone to pay them. It is completely absurd.
Can I ask how much your rent is?
$600 a week. And it goes up in December. Like,
how much is it going up by?
I share with one other person and we split it evenly. It's going up to $1,350. So like we're gonna have to move.
Car spot?
No, like building amenities or anything. I think anyone with a full-time job shouldn't have to pay more than 30% of that income on their rent.
How much do you pay percentage of your income?
Oh God, like too much. Most people around here more closer to 50, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this like the first place you've rented, or have you lived in cheaper?
I've lived alone in Melbourne for like nearly $420 I think a week, and that wasn't that long ago. So like it's definitely an area specific thing.
Okay, so where would you move if you were going to move to a different area?
I wouldn't. I probably would just like bite the bullet and rent, like just because unfortunately if that's the amount that it is, that's the amount that it is. Honestly, like you look at similar things in the area or like even neighbouring suburbs, you're still looking at an exy figure. So it's like that extra $100 to live in the place that you do want to live. And
if you're going to be broke, might as well be in Bondi.
100%.
Do you have any aspirations to own property?
Not here. I think if anything, most people would plan on buying when they're a little older, when they want to live like outside of the major cities. I don't think it would be feasible for someone like myself to be looking at buying in Bondi in the next 5 years.
And I love how there's nothing really added is basically the answer. So what exactly are you paying another $750 a week for? A different number on the lease?
I just had my hospital bill come through for the birth of my baby in Los Angeles, and I have no words. I don't even know how to tell you. I know hospital bills are crazy in America, but I did not expect it to be this insane. So I need some help. I'm going to tell you how much it costs, but I just need some advice because I think it's wrong. It was $71,000 to give birth to my baby in Los Angeles. Now, I'm not going to give you the birth story that nobody asked for, but I gave birth to my baby boy via my vajayjay. I did have an epidural, I did get induced, but I was only in the hospital for 2 days. It was a really easygoing birth. They've sent me an itemized bill, and the room itself, which I did not choose, was $13,000 a night. And to give birth using my own body, my own vajayjay, was $21,000 itself.
Nobody is asking hospitals to go backward. We want better technology, better doctors, better care. But if every improvement comes with a price tag most working families can't even imagine paying, then we've got a different problem on our hands.
The highest electricity bill I've ever had, ever, in the history of living in this house, like the 18 years that I've been here. This is the highest quarterly bill I've ever had. And I know a lot of people are going, hey, that's only a small bill, but let me show you something. This time last year, I used that much electricity, like this same time last year. This year, I've used this much electricity. So I've used less. I've used less electricity than I did at this same time last year. Which they were kindly enough to tell me that was a 17% decrease in my usage. But my bill's gone up by $400. This same time last year, my electricity bill was $700. Now it's $1,102. That's some fucking inflationary shit, especially when you decreased your actual usage. Like decreased usage, bill goes up by 40%. Is this what you're getting? Am I an anomaly, or is this what yous are all getting as well? Like, because that's some fucking seriously screwed up economics.
The part that gets me is the 17% decrease in usage. If you're actually using less and still paying $400 more, people are going to start wondering what exactly they're supposed to cut next.
This evening I visited Cold Stone Creamery for the first time since I was a kid because my wife and I wanted to have an inexpensive, nostalgic date night. I noticed it had gone downhill, so I looked it up out of curiosity, and turns out it had been acquired by private equity back in 2013 by a company known as Soroya. The prices seemed excessively high for a chain. It turns out in large cities, you can spend almost $10 for a single scoop of ice cream, and each mix-in can cost up to $2. This is even more absurd whenever you consider that the mix-in that I got, Oreo cookies, only gave me a single Oreo spread across 2 scoops of ice cream. When you add it up, a single scoop cone can cost nearly $20. At that rate, you're just better off going to Van Leeuwen or something else like that. These excessively high prices for a commoditized chain just don't really make sense, but to private equity, they seem to. Have you noticed other chains that have gone downhill lately?
That's the classic private equity playbook. Buy a recognizable brand name, cut the quality in half, double the prices, and squeeze every last penny out of nostalgia before people catch on. Safe to say I won't be rushing back to Cold Stone anytime soon.
Look, guys, the new Dodgers Cup. Feels like a baseball, but it's not the price of a baseball. Let's see how much it is. Oh, $74.99 with tax, $82.30.
I honestly wonder if you can even put a drink in that thing because it literally looks like a regular movie theater soda cup. And the price makes 0 sense. It's completely insane for anyone to drop actual money on this.
We all know that Goodwill's prices have gotten absolutely insane, but this one tops the cake for me today. I was in Goodwill, I saw this bike. It's in really good condition, almost like new condition. They have a $200 price tag on it. And I was like, for shits and giggles, let's Google this up because I don't know this brand and I want to see how much it is new. So I did. I Googled it. And guess what? It is $169 brand new off of Amazon, meaning that Goodwill is charging $30 more for technically a used bike that you could get delivered to your house. Insane.
I'd actually laugh and walk away from that. You're telling me I can spend $169 on a brand new bike, have Amazon bring it to my house, and Goodwill wants $200 for the used one? Yeah, I'm good.
Who exactly is buying these FIFA World Cup host city jerseys? Because don't get me wrong, the design is fine. It's literally just the Vancouver host city poster on a jersey, and I like that. But the fancy packaging, the certificate of authenticity, the dedicated jersey hanger, the collector's book, $515? Like, this is the type of packaging I'd expect for a match-worn shirt or an autographed piece of memorabilia. Like, an actual piece of memorabilia.
Honestly, I don't even think the jersey looks that good. It looks like one of those shirts you'd see in a random shop selling knockoff jerseys, except they want you to pay $500 for this one. I just don't see it.
So today I noticed that my internet bill went up again. I don't know what it is with these companies and just raising your bill like every few months, but it's ridiculous. It went up to $101, right? And it's not even like the fastest speed. It's like 300 megabytes per second. So I contacted support and I was like, why did my bill go up? They don't really give you an answer. So I was like, is there any way I could have it lowered? The person's like, oh, we actually can upgrade your internet to 1,000 megabytes per second, which is a gig, and it'll be $1.25 cheaper. I'm like, what? I'm like, so I'm paying more for slower internet? How does that make sense? Like, why isn't it already, like, upgraded? So I was ready to cancel. I was like, you know what? This is going to be my last month with Spectrum, and I'm going to switch to AT&T because I can get faster speeds and it'll be cheaper.
So apparently the trick to getting a better internet deal is threatening to leave. Funny how the price suddenly makes sense when you're about to cancel.
So check this out. My daughter just went to a candy store and it was $4.95 per quarter pound. She got a bag, didn't really fill it up that much. But when she went to the register after filling up from multiple different canisters, containers, like we assumed, okay, it's probably going to be like $10, $12, probably about a half a pound in here. Once again, they didn't have a scale, so there was no way for us to measure it before we got to the counter. But this little bag, look, you can't even see any candy through this hole here. And you can see in the bag, there's like hardly any candy. Literally was $34. Can you riddle me this? Explain how this little bag in a candy shop, not even like a 1/10 full, is $34, and by the time we got to the counter, it was too late because once again, it came from multiple counters. Is that ridiculous? I think that's ridiculous, and she should get her money back.
I guess the new strategy is to find out what things cost after you've already decided you want them. That's certainly one way to make a candy store more expensive than it needs to be.
Genuinely, I don't know how people save money because
I'm like paycheck to paycheck. I own my car. Fortunately, I don't have a car payment on it, but my insurance is high. There's always something wrong. Like, I had to get my brakes fixed, like oil changes, like all of this keeps coming up, or I just have like my phone bill. How are you guys saving money? Please tell me, because I can't do it. And I'm not even like spending money on stupid shit. Like, I even like don't even get my hair done that much anymore. Like, look at this. I used to go every month and I stopped going because I'm like, I need to cut back on money. But like, I'm not even buying crazy stuff all the time. Like, yeah, every once in a while I'll buy something that I want. But most of the stuff I'm buying stuff I need. I just need more money. Like, what do you guys do? Like, what type of jobs do you guys have? Because I make $17 an hour and it's not enough. And I want an apartment and I can't even afford one.
And I think a lot of people watching this are in the same position. It's not that you're buying everything you want. It's that the things you actually need keep getting more expensive. So, if this hits home, give the video a like and share it.
5th Toy Stories movie. 2nd Devil Wears Prada movie. Reboot of a kid's action toy. Moana live action reboot. That doesn't count. Hunger Games reboot. Superman spinoff. Minions reboot. And shout out to Steven Spielberg for an original movie.
So you're paying almost $100 just to watch a movie you've already seen? That seems like a bit of a waste to me.
Check this one out. Let me learn you something. This one's crazy. This one's for the ladies mostly. This is eyeline and filler cream at $145 for a half an ounce. You'd have to multiply this single unit by 256, and at $145 a container, this eyeline and filler cream is roughly $37,000 for a gallon of it. And there's less than a single fluid ounce in here, actually a half a fluid ounce, and it's heavy. That's how they rob you, I guess. But nobody's getting robbed by this stuff, right? I mean, what's the reasoning you'd want to buy something so expensive for such a little amount? It must be made out of unicorn dust or mermaid tails or something. I don't even know at this point. $37,000 for this? And this is an SK2, whatever that is. Can this company explain to me how this is worth $145 for a half of a fluid ounce?
Now, I finally get why my wife's makeup is so ridiculously expensive. They're just so good at marketing, especially with all these celebrities pushing the products. So I guess they're still making absolute bank on it, even though to me, none of it is actually worth the price.
I spent $62 at Target today. You won't believe what I got. Scissors, because needed. A small thing of body wash. There's a bigger size. A small face wash. There's a bigger size. A little liquid IV action. Q-tips, Target brand. And these $7 earrings. All of this shit, $62. What the is wrong with the world?
Well, America, this is more proof of companies here that don't really care about you. All they care about is making a profit. You see this Maytag washer here? We bought it back in 2017, so we've had it around, 7 years, 8 years. And it's got a 10-year limited parts warranty on it, on the drive motor and the wash basket. When I first got it, I'm thinking, yeah, it's a Maytag. It should last a while, right? Because it is made in America. Well, guess what? 7 years later, 8 years later, whatever. What's 1 year, right? Had to call a technician to come out. He ran the codes and took a good look at it. And the parts, the electronic parts that we need to repair this have not been manufactured for a few years now. So, looks like I'm out of luck. So, Maytag, sorry, you're not getting any more of my money. I'm going to go get myself a Speed Queen.
A 10-year warranty sounds great until you realize the company can stop making the parts long before those 10 years are up. I'm not saying that was intentional, but as a customer, I'd definitely be thinking twice before buying from them again.
You want to know why
Americans are struggling probably because the price of groceries are insane. I just spent $73 on essentially one meal and a couple of extra things. I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, so for dinner tonight, I decided to make spaghetti because I don't know what to make and it's a crowd pleaser. Everybody likes it. So I got a salad kit, 3 jars of off-brand spaghetti sauce. I'm making spaghetti for 9 people, and so that's why I get 3 jars. I decided to get the loaf of garlic bread because it was like $2, so it was cheap, but I did get 2 of them because 9 people. This hamburger alone cost like $20 for 3 pounds of hamburger. I do like to grate my own cheese, so
I got a pound of mozzarella and I got a wedge of Parmesan, angel hair, off-brand spaghetti noodles. And for a sweet treat for my kids, I wanted to make no-bake cookies for after dinner for dessert. So I got some instant oats. We are low on sugar, so I did go ahead and buy a thing of sugar. I did buy the big thing of peanut butter because the one I normally buy is $4.99, and it's 40 ounces. This is 64 ounces, and it was on sale for $5.49. So of course I got the bigger one, but it seemed like the smart thing to do. So I got some off-brand cocoa to make the cookies. Beyond what I got for dinner and what I got to make dessert, the only extras I bought these Lunchables for their lunches because they were 4 for $5. Oh, I did buy some sticks of butter because I do need those for the cookies also, and we don't have any.
And then we are also out of eggs, so I bought an 18-pack of eggs. Do this right here, $73, $73.02. Most of it's store brand. I also had an employee discount, and it was still $73. That's insane. No wonder everybody's struggling.
I guess keeping it simple at the grocery store doesn't mean what it used to. When store brands and discounts still leave you with a $73 bill for one family dinner, you start wondering what exactly we're supposed to cut next. This woman is out here laying out a rug with some rose petals and demanding $2,200 for it. Look, I would never do that myself. I mean, it's a completely absurd price, and you can easily give your girlfriend a dream proposal without needing any of that stuff.
I paid $65 for this, bro. They use ChatGPT in it, bro. Look, feel free to let me know if you need any adjustments or additional information. They use ChatGPT in this, bro. Wow.
The funny part is, ChatGPT literally told him, feel free to let me know if you need any adjustments or additional information. And apparently, nobody took it up on that offer. They just printed the whole thing. Do you feel like the prices for things like this are becoming harder and harder to justify? Let me know what you think in the comments.
You know, I thought Vegas was hemorrhaging money before, but I think they're about to take it to a whole new level. Several Las Vegas strip resorts will begin charging hotel guests $28 per night as a fee for in-room air conditioning this summer. Yeah, they're calling this thing, it's the new climate comfort fee. It will provide the guests with a 24/7 access to state-of-the-art HVAC system. Oh man, these hotels, I'll tell you what, like, tourism has gone down to almost all-time lows in Vegas, and now they're trying to add in new fees? You just don't want people to come back at that point. I mean, man. What do you guys think about this new development? Are you still going to go out to Vegas and pay this extra fee, or are you going to start asking them to waive it, or are you just saying, hey, Vegas was a thing of the past?
I swear we're getting to the point where the room is just the starting price. Want air conditioning? Extra. Want parking? Extra. Want to breathe? I'm guessing there's a resort fee for that somewhere.
It's a lot worse than we actually thought is what we're finding out. If you simply back in and you break your tail light and you find that tail light somewhere else and you buy it and you replace it yourself, there's a reader in the tail light that reads to the computer. The car will know that tail light came from somewhere else and is not coded to your car. At that point, it will shut your car down. You can't drive it. You'll have to get a tow truck. So there's a fee right there. It'll take you to the nearest dealer. At the dealer, you're going to have to pay a diagnostic fee. So now you're paying again. The third time you pay is just simply for the mechanic to plug his computer into your car, and then put a password in that okays the light that you already paid for and installed yourself, just to give you the ability to drive your car back.
Okay, and I'm just talking about these insane dealer markups when you take your car in for service. You're already paying a fortune for a new car, then you get hit with all these extra fees, and when something eventually breaks, the repair bill can be just as brutal. The worst part is, the quality of these cars doesn't always justify what you're paying for them in the first place.
So that whole, these kids aren't into the classics anymore, that whole TikTok thing. There was a 68 Chevelle 396 on one of them for $65,000. And the comments in this video were, oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad price for that car. That's actually pretty good. Bunch of comments. Let's get this straight. This is a 6-decade-old car. That is a 60-year-old car. And I'm going to bring up a number, a statistic that should stick with you when you think, oh, that's not a bad price for that. From 1964 to 1972, there were 2.4 million Chevelles made. That means there are 2.4 million Chevelles in the world in just that 8-year period. Do you know how many 6th-gen Camaros there were made? 350,000. That means the 6th-gen Camaro reaches 14% of the production numbers of the Chevelle from 64 to 72. And the 6th-gen ran for 7 years. So you are going to sit there and think that it's okay to pay $65,000 for a car that was made 2.4 million times, that these people bought 40 years ago for less than $800, let them sit and rot, and now they have a couple good examples and a couple of resto mods that they think that are Mika and Barrett Jackson prices, and you think that's okay?
$65,000 for a car that was produced in the millions? I'm sorry, but that price is getting ridiculous. I can understand paying for a rare example, but this feels like we're just putting a premium on the word classic. And that's everything I wanted to show you about how prices are spiraling out of control while offering zero real value. Your hard-earned money deserves real value, so stop letting corporations pick your pocket. Hit subscribe to never miss the latest videos, and see you in the next one.